Hey, that was successful. I'm gonna do this from now on. Hello, children. Today we're gonna learn how to write your country in kanji, or at least in accordance to my demographics. Before we get started, like, subscribe, and that's basically it. So in Japanese, there's two levels in writing foreign words. The first level is what 100% of people do, and it's to write it in katakana. The remaining 0% would write, say, Africa in kanji. That's more or less because despite it being more fancy looking, it's pretty much unprofessional. You would only use these kanjis during trivia night, a game show, or a gross tattoo. This includes stuff like the names of sports, board games, I guess, and elements on the periodic table. I forgot to mention that in the last episode. Otherwise, they're just cool to know, some being more important than others. Let's start with the country with the most amount of traffic. The United States is written either like this or like this. The America on the right is just various kanji with the sounds that make the syllables in America. The one on the left, though, is read as Beikoku. Well, why, you say? Well, the origin of the word is actually stereotypically American. In the 17th century, when the two were arranging diplomacy, the Americans introduced themselves as, well, Americans. But the Japanese, who didn't really understand what they were saying, were like, ah, yes, Merricans, and it was documented as such. Years later, they combined the first syllable and the kanji for country to make this. By the way, in Japanese, this is called American saku, which goes to show how the word perceives the United States. Canada is written like this. The more I say it, the more it sounds like a Japanese word. Kanada, Canada, Canada. This has nothing to do with the video, but in British Columbia, there's a city called Nanaimo, which in Japanese means 7 potatoes. The United Kingdom is written like this. Similar to the United States, you take this letter out and it's now associated with everything English. Now you're probably wondering why it's called Igirisu, and it comes from how the Portuguese spell England, Inglés, and that somehow gradually evolved into what we know today. Germany is written like this, Deutsche. It's just how these kanjis are read. But if you squint at it, I suppose it could also mean independent escapist with a strong asterisk. Brazil is written like this, Brasil. Uncle stabbed West something. Very Brazilian, can't argue with that. The Philippines is written like this, Philippine. Now you have two ways of incorrectly writing the Philippines. Indonesia is written like this, Indonesia. You'll see these kanji again soon, try and guess for which country. Poland is written like this, Polando. Doesn't really make sense, but who am I to judge, I guess. Australia is either Australia or Goshu. This kanji isn't read as O, as you might have expected, but rather read as a go, and it has something to do with how the Chinese pronounce this letter as Hao. This kanji means region or province, which is funny considering that Australia has been independent since 1901. Russia is written like this, Ro-shi-a. You'll see this kanji all over the news, so make sure to keep a memo. The Netherlands is written like this. It's called Oranda because when the Portuguese introduced the Netherlands to the Japanese, they spelled it like this, Hollanda. And apparently, since the letter H is silent in Portuguese, it just never caught on. Italy is written like this, Italia. Despite there being no kanji corresponding to A, we still say Italia anyway. Malaysia is written like this. According to Wikipedia, apparently the S is soft. Shit, I've been saying Malaysia this entire time. France is either France or Fukkoku. This kanji means the Buddha, but I guarantee it's because of how the kanji's onyomi is read, considering how the nation goes against the teaching of Buddhism. Spain is written like this, Spain. You would think after using this kanji a million times they would change it up a bit. Well, I'm glad they didn't. Simplicity is best. Thailand is written like this, Thai. This kanji also technically means to be cool, like the Buddha. I doubt that's where it came from, but cool nonetheless. Mexico is written like this, Mexico. Funny enough, this technically reads as Mexico, but it's pronounced Mexico anyway. India is written like this, Indo. I'm kind of surprised it's not higher on the list. Singapore is written like this, Singapore. Now this kanji means new, like in New Zealand or New Yokohama, which considering that there's nothing new about Singapore, I think it's a strange choice. Because if there's ever a city called New Singapore, it'll be written like this. Vietnam is written like this, Vietnam. Fun fact, Vietnam up until the 17th century also used kanji, the hardest version of kanji writing system, not because it's extinct, but because it looks like this. Sweden, Finland, Norway are written like this. Points for distinction, points for family. Argentina is written like this. It's called Argentin after the phoneticization of argentum, aka silver. Turkey is written like this. It's called Turco after the Portuguese word for Turkey. Belgium is written like this. It's called België after the Dutch word for Belgium, België. New Zealand is written like this. New Zealando. It's the accumulation of everything I taught you about this specific subject. Hong Kong is written like this. Good smelling harbor. Switzerland is written like this. It's called Suisse after the Swiss word for Swiss Switzer. Romania is written like this. I don't really have a comment, so now's a good time to tell you guys to subscribe. Austria is written like this, and Hungary is written like this. Cool coincidence to have them next to each other. This is Saudi Arabia. Who the fuck from Saudi Arabia is watching this and why? Please comment if you're that guy, I really need to know. Ireland is written like this. Airando. I think this is the cutest one. Denmark is written like this. Denmark. It's starting to get hard thinking of a comment. That's just how it is. Israel slash Palestine is written like this. Israel and Palestina. Cool, right? Next one. Bulgaria is written like this. Bulgaria. Fun fact, there's a yogurt brand in Japan called Bulgaria Yogurto. And that's really all we know about the country. Chile and Peru are written like this. Love how short and distinctive they are. Portugal is written like this. Fun fact, this is the kanji for grape. What the fuck? How did that happen? So hundreds of years ago, the Chinese needed a way to spell Portugal. I guess they didn't really put too much effort into it because they got a word that sounds similar to Portugal, putao, and left it at that. And we also just didn't care enough to name Portugal, so we kind of stole it. Portugal. Slovakia is written like this, Slovakia. I would have never guessed this is Slovakia because nothing indicates this is Slovakia. Taiwan is written like this, Taiwan. Everything about this indicates this is Taiwan, unlike fucking Slovakia. Puerto Rico is written like this, Puerto Rico. Okay, I admit this would make for a cool tattoo. Qatar is written like this, Qatar. Who in Qatar is watching my videos? Please send me money. Greece is written like this. It's called Girisha after Gracia, which isn't even in Greek, it's in Italy. The United Arab Emirates is written like this. Arabischo Kokurempo. This is more of a translation of UAE itself. Bangladesh is written like this. Funny enough, it's spelt like Bangaru, but it's pronounced like Bangladesh. And finally, Nepal is written like this. Shout out to my first viewer who's Nepalese. I checked my analytics and the first thing I saw was a single Nepalese supporting me. Thank you, Nepal. Anyways, that's it. Most traffic to least traffic. Thank you for watching. Comment your nation if I didn't mention it, I'll comment back. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bring out the charge of the Love Brigade. There's spring in the air once again. Drink to the sound of the song parade. There's music and love everywhere. Give a little love to me. Take a little love from me. I want to share it with you. I feel like a millionaire.